Yo, 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 what's happening? What's happening, man? What's going on with the people out there? You know what I'm saying? It's Kent, Jolanda, and Mark in here one more time with you, man. We about to talk about these brain things again. You heard me? Let y'all go ahead and build up in this thing for a little minute, man. You just shaking a little bit of the dust off real quick. Shaking a little bit of rust off real quick, man. What's going on with you, Jew?
Oh, chilling, you know, chilling,
Already.
which is good.
Life is definitely that what you said, life is good? Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah, life is definitely good. I agree with that. Fresh off the holidays, man. I know you had some of that good barbecue chicken, yams, and whatever else was on the. You know what I mean? Mark, what going on with you?
Man, I'm chilling, bro. Everything gravy over this way, man. You know, I had a beautiful 3 days.
Yes, sir.
Enjoyed myself. Spent a little time with the folks yesterday. Made plans to do some big things next year.
Mm-hmm.
Family gatherings, et cetera, et cetera. So I mean, it's been interesting to say the least. But it's gravy, man. I'm glad we back on with the brain show, man, with some new info, different stuff. You know what I mean?
Indeed, man. Yeah, I just came back from a second family reunion within a month. You know what I mean? I had a good time, man, chilling with, the other folks, you know what I mean? Eating good food, kids playing, running around, you know how that go. So all of that, I worked the holiday or whatever, so I ain't really get to do everything on that. But we still here. What's up, John Nix, man? See you in the building. Said how we on some knowledge, everyone been fussing and it's getting old. Yeah, man, that's what we gonna find out today, man. We gonna figure out, what makes people act out of character online. I think we all might have been somewhat guilty of it. I know I have been. But let's see the engine behind that. What makes people go. You know what I'm saying? And then on the other end, what makes people want to watch it. You know what I mean? Because those be the shows that usually get the most views. We've seen it time and time again. I know every YouTube creator, content creator has gone through this where, the shows where you just talking some positive or some good information that might get, nobody really talk about that or see it. It don't get no shine that much. But then the minute you get into it with somebody, um, that's when your view you can see the numbers going up. As the arguments unfold and you just see the numbers, just we done seen it so many times, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it is what it is, man. But we just want to dive in, man. Ain't no we ain't trying to throw guilt on nobody or nothing like that, but we just diving into the science behind it, see what's going on. Um, anything you want to say on that, Juke?
No, not at the moment. Shout out to John Nix.
I'm trying to figure out who that is. I don't know no John
Yeah,
Nick.
boy, you be absent. We know John. What up, John Nix? That's Famo right
Like
there.
change their name or something. What's going on?
Nah, nah, nah.
Word, word. Make sure we throw
He
that.
di- he don't he don't be reckless with his time. He
Oh,
gonna show up when it's when it's like that info and nothing else. You feel me?
facts, facts.
Yeah. He real protective of his time and his energy, and you feel me, or his mental. I guess I don't know. Yeah,
Uh,
he into that disinhibition effect.
already, man. And it came about. A lot of our shows, man. We get feedback from the people in the audience. So we usually like to give the people what they request sometimes. And like sometimes we'll come up with some things that we want to talk about, and then other times we get some ideas from y'all. So I think a brother was he witnessed something that happened online a couple of weeks ago and wanted us to do a show on it. People what was the question, Ju? I think it was a brother Vayasa, right? Oh, Mark, you remember?
Yeah, they was trying to think we was talking about the last show or something like no, it was a few shows. I don't know when he said it, but he said it in one of our other shows. We was talking about some of the behavior we monitor at times, and he brought up, about online this inhibition, and so he's like, man, it'd be good if y'all talk about it. And so it took us a while to get to it, but we got to it.
True indeed. Yeah, man. I think we've all been caught up in some YouTube drama here there. I ain't never seen Juju caught up in no drama though. I mean, she usually stays clean and clear of that. You know what I mean?
You're being funny, right? That's a joke.
I ain't never heard your name in these YouTube streets. You know what I mean? I plead the fifth. You know what I mean? But it happens. You know what I mean? You could be just minding your business somewhere, sitting chilling, and then all of a sudden you get called out for something you ain't even had nothing to do with.
That's basically what be happening. But listen, if y'all want to call me out, make sure you call me too, so I can tell you the whole story. We gonna have a good show. That's all I gotta say about that.
Yes, indeed. And then sometimes
I'm not dealing. I'm gonna be backing away because I'm gonna be having to work again, probably. So
already. Sometimes your response gotta be to, just kind of understand what sometimes people going through something, man, and it won't even be you. It'd be something that a person might be going through themselves, and they lashing out on it. You know what I mean? It might have been something you might have did to trigger something. You never know. But don't never let it make you lose sleep though. This is from the audience and everybody else.
Real good.
Yeah, man. Don't
real good.
Yeah, man. You know how it is.
Yeah.
Gary Barrick, what's up, bro? Man, we see you in there, man. Appreciate your support, man.
That's Barrick.
You know what I mean? But I guess we'll start with we give him a little more time, man. About another 3-4 minutes. Let people build in. Zane Montego, what's going on? He said this is gonna be hilarious. Yeah, we're gonna definitely have fun, man. We're gonna open that link up, man. Anybody got something they want to add to the conversation, man? We're gonna put the link in there early, because this is something I think everybody can relate to, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're gonna have a little fun today, man. Yeah, peace to you too, bro. Yes, indeed. But
this is gonna be hilarious.
Yeah. How many times it's like I was telling somebody the other day, man. It reminds me of aside from the online inhibitions, as far to the part where that's what people tune into. It reminds me of like back in elementary school when you was about to fight somebody, and at first it'd be just you and the person just sitting there, fussing or whatever, and then next thing you know, you look around and you got like a whole about 50, 60 people done crowded around you. You know what I mean? Because everybody wants to see a fight. So that's kind of interesting that if you were just sitting there having a regular conversation with the person and y'all building on something, ain't nobody really paying attention. But the minute the emotions get heightened and you start getting in defense mode, like you about to fight somebody, like everybody start crowding around because it's something that everybody wants to see. You know what I mean? We think that is, Mark. If you still
man, it could be almost anything. People like excitement, from the
dopamine.
Yeah, sometimes you see that just be like boom. You know what I'm saying? Something different, something exciting, something new.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, they see things that they may want to do but don't do. Everyone gets frustrated, angry, and feel like punching somebody in the head. You know what I'm saying? But they may not do it. They may have, a set of guiding principles that may not let them do that.
Right. Sometimes it's better to watch somebody else do it than to do it yourself. It's safer that way.
Yeah. But then what happens is you get into a big group, and it could go the other way. When you didn't have enough to do it on your own, you turn around and do it because you're doing social conformity.
Right.
That's what I believe happened with with the Third Reich and Hitler and them, that average everyday people who normally wouldn't act that way engage in the behavior because of social conformity. It's
Correct.
the human thing. So
I think another more prolific term for that social conformity is that gang mentality, right? It's like, you know, you at the school, just like you said, you could use the fight thing. You feel me? Or always usually happens with an easy target. You feel me? Someone who stands out, who is different, right? And then one person who has some type of authority or clout, or he's considered the most popular kid in school. The minute he starts picking on that one person who stands out, then it's like everybody think it's okay to do it. You know, now you got this game mentality where everybody's ganging up on this one person. I've actually seen this in real life. Crazy story, but we was doing some community service in the projects, and the whole project wanted to beat up this one little girl. And I'm literally like in the midst trying to tell her to stay inside, lock the doors, and call the police. And they was literally trying to go out there to fight the world. I'm like, girl, you don't want that. Girl, just stay inside. Mom, you need to calm your child down. It was the wildest thing, but it literally was calm when we got there to do our door-to-door thing. And then all of a sudden, you know, we see like activity picking up and kids running back and forth. And these was young children. And then a couple adults got involved. So it can happen like that, but imagine the consequences if we didn't intervene. You know what I'm saying? Of her going out there trying to fight 50 other girls.
Right. And I think something that when we grew up like that, to where, you know, people hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold on. Let me get this call real quick. Hold on. I'll be right back. 2 minutes.
Good. Yeah, but I just think that's something within human nature, perhaps. I don't know. I think there's something deeper with that, and maybe we need to go ahead and dig a little deeper to see what that is. What did you call it again? Chillin' boy?
It's social conformity. It's a wild thing. One of the up and coming shows I'm going to actually talk about it. It's the evidence is quite staggering about how humans will
follow the leader
to the social norms around them, even if it's not true. Like, it don't even matter. Truth in reality has nothing to do with it. It's about if everyone else believes it, then so do they.
Right.
And it's the strangest thing. Of course, it's still based in kinship to some degree. So the closer the group is to you in relations, the more the social conformity happens.
You think this Abo virus got something to do with that?
I think it's a lot of things that play a role in it, but the real issue about it, there is an issue about it, and that is with the development of social media, you can give off the appearance of more people being in agreement with you
than what
it actually is.
I got that.
I agree with that.
So it's a manipulation tactic almost too.
Right. And so that breeds into this attitude and need for social conformity.
Hey Mark, I just watched a documentary on that on Netflix called Social Dilemma. And it goes with what you were saying about, you know, they're online with a bunch of people that agree with them, but it's actually social media is actually programmed to surround you with those types of people that agree with you.
Right. So it's a false sense of security, a confirmation bias somewhat. It creates it seems like it creates a circle of confirmation bias.
Yeah. One prime example for collective illusion we just went through was with during COVID online. There was a thing sent out about running out of toilet paper, right?
Yeah, boy.
And so people began to buy toilet paper by the boatloads. They think they run out. And so the companies who actually make toilet paper kept coming online, kept going to the news saying, we're not short on anything. Everything's okay. It did not matter because collectively people believed it was going to happen, irregardless of people saying it's not going to happen.
Right.
And what it did is it actually brought that to reality. They actually did have a shortage but they only had the shortage because people, instead of buying a normal 6-pack or 4-pack or 24-pack, they buying 5 24-packs of toilet paper, thinking that they're going to run out, which then caused the shortage.
Right.
It happens with banks too. That's what they call it, running on the bank. A rumor comes out, the bank is going to fail. Everybody goes and pull their money out. Then guess what happened? The bank fails.
Mm-hmm.
And so they got laws in place now to some degree to protect from that. But the point about it is that if the human mind believes it, it is real as far as the consequences come.
Right. What I was gonna say earlier before I had to get that call, the beauty of what we went through in school, right, is that, when you got into it with somebody and they say, yo, meet me at 3:00 after the bell. You go out there now, you all that stuff you taught during whatever class you was in, now you got to back that up at 3:00 because it gets real and everybody gonna be there watch it, right? Now online, you don't have those consequences of meet me at 3:00. You just have all of the talk. So it's like, if we want to segue into the inhibitions, people have a freer mouth when they're online than when they're in person, which leaves one to wonder why people act so different when they're online, or act more aggressive, I should say. You want to build on that?
Yeah, we got the thing. I think we've talked about it so much, but I don't think I don't think it's like the impact of what it means to say that we evolved as social animals.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I don't think I feel this way, and I could be wrong. That statement is so dynamic that I think a lot of people, when they hear it, they kind of underestimate what that actually means. That we evolved as social animals,
Mm-hmm.
that our behaviors are towards creating, you could say, for the most part, social environments that induce certain feelings and mental dispositions, but it's based upon us being in the vicinity of each other as social creatures.
Right.
And so I think that's going to become part of this conversation.
Right. I agree. Like I said, hold on.
So I don't know. I'm gonna give some pushback. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Drew. I'm trying to share this link out real quick.
Well, I'm gonna give some push out because I feel like socialism. Are we talking about like socialism as in like real time? In contact with people. Well, I know that like internet socialism is a little different. I feel like it's a artificial way to socialize. There's more aspects to that to say it. This is all opinion because I see it as a little bit different than like this natural or everyday socializing with family and friends and people you meet, even if they're strangers on the streets or in other places, right? You still have this manner of constraint, how you talk to people, how you even look at people, how you address them, all those things. Now, once it gets online, some of those rules of engagement are just thrown out the door. So I feel like I was gonna say I feel like it's almost a anti-socialism because it's just like balls to the wall with it, total chaos type thing almost. It's definitely leaving people way more toxic. I think it gives a false security for those who aren't very social in real life to feel like they're free and they have the ability to connect. Maybe not, but I'm just thinking there's something definitely dysfunctional about it and it's very different. I'll hold that or scratch that. But when we get into online disinhibition, there's some very interesting things. Think the one interesting thing was the fact that it could actually have um it's not always negative, like it can have some positive ramifications, but to what ends again, like is
Right.
it really positive? How I'll just leave it there.
I mean, it's the adage of that we battle with periodically through time, and that is the advancements of technology, the advancements of culture. There's always some idealistic views that say it's going to be terrible. When writing was with the Greeks, a lot of them pushed back against writing, at least for the first part, because they thought it would cause you to lose your memory, and you wouldn't be able to discuss things in a certain way. Um, and it's beneficial. Does that change that? It's a question we must ask.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you say, can you change it?
I think there is.
You saying that you think there is a way to change it?
I think we just have to like in certain countries they don't allow children online all day. The way our liberties are set in America, it can sometimes become problematic.
Mm-hmm.
Online is a new environment from an evolutionary sense. We didn't evolve for this much contact, this much constantly being bombarded with it.
Right.
And so that becomes part of the play that we have to deal with and question about that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's almost like we don't really got no guidelines over here when it comes to that. When it comes to the kids, I mean, they have access to way more than what we had access to back in the day.
I feel like
Yeah,
I was gonna say I feel like the amount of access we allow our kids is spilling over into a more crucial problem. You feel me?
Right.
And that because of the lack of parenting, the lack of hands-on parenting. It's a way to pacify the child. So that's a whole nother topic of discussion, right? So I feel like it'll be if we're allowing our children to do certain things, but we're more hands-on and we also follow all the guidelines because America isn't just going out nilly-willy. There are guidelines for how a child should engage online. Like you can
Mm-hmm.
even lock it or time it out. But our parents
Oh,
really, you get what I'm saying, where you can time it. They only can have this much in a day on each app. And you have the controls or it cuts off, when their time is up. But
I got
it's
some pushback for you on that. You go ahead.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No. Go ahead with it.
So while I agree with you, right? A parent should monitor their child's usage of online anything. I'm
Mhm.
with you on that 100%. However, these kids these days, and one of my partners was just telling me, a couple of months ago about, how his child, so they got all the parental blocks on everything. They're able to
Are
monitor
they
what he.
breaking it in? They're breaking in and going over that.
Yeah, so yeah, the kids are going to school and they're getting together with the other kids that know how to, get around these things. Even the teachers,
Man,
they got the little Chromebooks and all of that.
Yeah.
they're getting around the blockages and all of that, and are still able to
Mhm.
see other websites. And they're
Right.
creating, they're doing creating
They
social media
jailbreaking the
pages.
parental.
Yeah, it's like, yo, and it's crazy because
Oh,
it's like once
yeah.
one kid learn how to do it, then the word will get passed. You know how it was when we was in school. So once one kid know how to do it,
Understood.
they're gonna pass it around, and everybody know how to do it. And the only person that's left out the loop is the parents. So but what
Yeah.
about? Go ahead.
I was just I feel like it was a little different for me because I could say the same thing for video games, but I wasn't a gamer. Like, I guess because my experience was always like being outside or doing something engaging in. So when games came along, and that's just a personal thing, right? That's anecdotal. It just didn't feel that need of excitement. Like, I needed to be outside. I need to be actively moving. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So, I, so when the game stuff did come out, I ain't care for none of that. You feel me? I'd rather play sports. I'd rather, go to the museum or do something. Like, I had to be on the go. You know, I couldn't be stationary. For my sister was different. I mean, she was gonna go, but she definitely liked the games. But as a younger child, her upbringing was a little different. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like well, we know it. We talk about tuning and pruning all the time and spotlighting on the child. So I'm also saying again that spills over to like how we are. I mean, that's what it is. Tuning and pruning our children to
Mm-hmm.
to what to be attracted to. What to like really like. You get what I'm saying? Because I
Right.
follow this one family. I mean to be long with it. It's Chasing Sage. Like, this dad got this little girl skiing down the Black Diamond, but he's basically been hands-on outdoors with her since she was, like, 1, 2, since she could walk, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they spend their time mostly. If they're not skiing, they're somewhere in the cabin biking or they're skateboarding, but, he trains her at home, but you feel me? Like, I
Yeah.
don't know if she has games at home. I'm sure she does stuff like that, but this little girl isn't forced. You can tell like she loves it. You feel me? Like she's singing. She wears her little tutus and her dinosaur costumes that light up while she's skiing. Yo, she's skiing like a pro. You feel me? But I'm just saying, like he tuned in and and he has a younger son and he's tuning and pruning them, for their brains to be excited about that instead of being excited about sedimentary activities, I guess. I mean,
Right.
that's just my point of view on it. It
Yeah.
ain't got it right, but I feel like that has a yeah, I'll leave it there.
Yeah. I agree with you on that. You definitely want to train your kids to be more with the outdoors activities rather than get sucked into like a social media scroll all day, sit in your room, don't do nothing. You know what I mean? Like it I believe that helps. Definitely helps fix that problem. Because like I said, they get on social media, then they start seeing other kids doing other things, or they might see things that they want that other people got. You get caught in that doom scrolling, and it's not productive at all. When you could have been either creating
Right.
or working on a skill or something, and then let's not say you getting any drama on social media, because the kids nowadays, they get into this online dramas, and they pretty
That's
ruthless.
crazy, bro.
They pretty ruthless.
Yeah, then the parents is getting involved. It's just one drama, the mama and the daughter got shot and was killed
Oh
over
wow.
some online stuff. That was like a year or two. They were older, but still, it's like you get caught up in that BS, right? Like
Hmm.
learn when to separate fact from fiction, from your life, from reality versus the surreal universe or whatever you want to call it.
Oh, great.
It's different. So I do have this thing where I used to get bored when people say, "Oh, this ain't real," but I get it. It's not real in the sense like we can't touch each other. You feel me? If you call me a bitch, I can't bust you in the mouth like
Yeah,
right
that's
then and there. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have the opportunity to do so, and I wish I could. But I mean, maybe they'll save me too. But
yeah.
at,
You're right. You're right.
but
You're
I'm
right.
saying it's not real. But the feelings, and if you do this a lot and you're in a toxic place, you
Mhm.
start to cultivate these behaviors that become toxic in your real life. Come
Well,
on, you know what I'm saying? So
you're right. And I think it can get real. It's just not real in the moment, and I think that's why a lot of people do it because okay, they don't have to deal with the consequences of saying you're gonna smack somebody, and you live damn 500 miles away, and you probably never gonna see this person because you never be in the same areas. Y'all don't be in the same spots. You know what I'm saying? Or you, you don't really mean it, but you can say it and try to cause some kind of reaction. So people just do. You know what I'm saying? They don't think twice about what they doing could actually have real life consequences. Um, which to me is kind of cowardish a little bit. You know what I mean? That's why
oh
I don't make threats to people online. You know what I mean? Because I don't. For one, I don't feel like I want to do nothing to nobody.
yeah.
But two, um, I know that if I do get into it, like take it serious, and I'm really wanting to do that, and I don't even want to be in that mindset with nobody on it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
the people that do that and know they're not going to never see nobody again, it's just crazy, yo.
Yeah, because it's a few people I would like to drag. And it's a few people that I've tried to make amends with so that I won't be looking crazy. Because my personality is like, I could be an angel, I could be a devil. So if you try me, you gonna get it. Like I'm not that's something I'm not gonna fix because I'm just saying it is what it is. Like, don't try me, try Jesus. I'm on that. Um but it's like I know if I want to be I want to be good juju. So I'll apologize and do all these things. But if you continue to be play stupid games, all right, all right. But then I try to ignore. I'm gonna address this, and I'm gonna let Vasa speak if y'all don't mind. But it says, as a parent in Mother Day, the most important factor is an open door of communication between parent and child. But see, when your parents are how it worked for me is every time I did these outdoor activities, besides playing, but especially playing sports and going places, like a parent was there, my grandmother, my mother. So that allowed an opportunity to communicate and be having a fun, good time, with it, and to speak freely. So that's why I said that. I think I had, pretty good relationships with my grandmother and my mother because of being an active child and having them by my side to be supportive and to be able to express myself. So I think I definitely agree with the point. However, allowing that bonding happening when your child is actively engaged in something that's advantageous to them, where it's going to the science center, Girl Scouts. My mother was, a leader of my Girl Scout troop. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like that makes the communication all the more better between the child and the parent, you know.
I
Go
feel
ahead,
you.
Blasta.
What up,
What's
bro?
going on, y'all? I'm at work, so I can't stay too long. I just wanted to pop up and say hi on my break.
Oh, true
But
indeed, man.
but
Did
yeah,
you want
that door, but that sentiment, from what I'm hearing, like the timing of how much time they spend online or what they're engaged in online. That's why I made the sentiment of keep a door there. The communication may not happen, especially in depth, but with that door being there, you have at least a visual perimeter set up to see what they engaged in, kind of monitor their behavior. Which and it could be small, just for those who may not know how to approach this. Start simple. What you
mm,
looking at? You get what I'm saying? But keep that door as the parent there. Don't
mhm.
think you can't speak to them. You get where I'm going? Because it,
Right,
it
right.
happens. It happens in both dimensions. The parent feel like they can't speak to the child, and the child feels like they can't speak to the parent. Being the parent figure though, and I'm speaking on behalf of parents, you got to make that door, at least present them that door is there, if you get what I'm trying to say.
Got it.
So that's
Did
that's what
Kate
that sentiment was towards.
off subject? That's good though. I appreciate that. But off subject, did Katie graduate from Job Corps recently? That was her I saw on Facebook. Was that your Katie?
Yeah, she
Oh,
you
that's
know more of
awesome.
her back
I can
you
I
know more you
congratulated
know
her.
more of her yeah, more of her backdrop story.
Mhm.
She finished up a GED program, but now she's doing nursing school.
I love
So,
that.
so
Well,
yeah, I'm super
let's
happy for her.
Right there, bro.
okay. Imma send her a TEAS book, a TEAS book. It's
Uh,
for the nursing test because I know a girl here in Daytona. She's like a math genius. She had a boutique and then she started writing math tutorials for children and nursing students, a black woman. Okay. So I
mhm.
try to support her and she's gotten good results from that book as far as people not being able to pass that test and being able to pass with her test. And my little cousin who's like 21 is going through the same thing. She done took the test 3 times and can't get past it. So I'm gonna buy her this TSA book and I'll get Katie one. I'll just send it to her and she can have it when she's ready. But I'll do that for my
Appreciate it.
baby girl.
And
Absolutely.
baby sister joined the ROTC last week. That made me happy. Like, where the
That's
hell
really
that come
good.
from? Yeah,
Yeah,
she
that's
wants.
really good.
Dad, if I
RTC.
do this, I can go to the Air Force. And I'm like, all right then. You know, I'm playing dumb
Yeah.
with her. And it's like, yeah, go on here, get that E4 and do your thing.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
So,
Okay. See,
oh, and in
everything.
the meantime, since I'm up here and we at parenting, little Bubba turns 20 tomorrow. So,
Oh, nice.
shouts
What?
out to him and big up to, all my autistic babies of the world.
I know that's right.
Indeed.
Oh, I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you. We gotta give Bubba something good. All right. Happy birthday, Bubba. Auntie Juju, love you. Love all the Vasa kids. um, Chilumwe.
Hey y'all, I got 3 minutes left, so I'm gonna drop off now so I can start walking back into the building. But peace, everybody. I'll
All
go
right.
back and watch the replay when I get home.
All right.
For
Thank
sure.
you.
Peace, Vasa.
I just said, did you want to add anything?
Oh,
Or do
yeah.
you want to just get into the online inhibition?
No. We
Like, jump
doing
back
we
to
doing
school in a
good.
minute.
Get there.
Hey, I
Get
did
it.
have I
Go
did
ahead,
have
Ken.
so I asked Chat, we gotta start putting ChatGPT in this thing, man, since we using the tool, and it's here to help us.
Boy, they
And
scared of ChatGPT. Like ChatGPT is the devil. I'm
man,
like, come on. We don't just use ChatGPT. We use Wiki. We use books. But we're gonna use ChatGPT too. Research papers, but we're gonna use ChatGPT too.
indeed.
Because we don't know what other sources it's pulling from. It pulls from sources. Doesn't make it up. It has to have input. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh,
Whatever.
yeah. All day.
This ain't the Terminator. Let me stop. Go ahead.
If it is, I want to be on their side. I don't want to be on the human. Give me that tip, man. Yeah.
I'm
But
done.
look, so I'm so Mark is gonna give you the inhibitions, the other side of it. I was just gonna give you some things that because I asked ChatGPT, I was like, yo, why are people more drawn to drama online than if you just dropping information or something positive or whatever, right? Because we it's a difference. It's obvious, right? So this is what ChatGPT gave me, and one of it was emotional engagement. It said drama triggers strong emotions such as anger, excitement, and empathy, making it more engaging than other content. People are more naturally drawn to emotional charged situations because they provoke a response, keeping viewers invested. Makes sense, right? Like, the more drama, you got people typing, people going, giving their opinion, going back and forth. And you see this on all platforms like Facebook, you see it on YouTube, you see it on TikTok, whatever. Another one was social dynamics. Drama often involves conflict, rivalry, or controversy, which are elements that have historically fascinated people. Watching drama unfold allows viewers to witness social interactions and power dynamics, often comparing them to their own lives or communities. And this is gonna be the last one right here. Relatability and escapism. Drama can reflect real life situations that viewers might relate to, whether it's personal conflict, betrayal, or struggles. Some of these things we've seen play out on pseudo killer platforms where people might have went against they own or went their separate ways, and then it was a whole back and forth drama, and this one cussing out this one cussing out that one, and everybody tune in. You get more people tuning in to those shows than maybe say shows like this, where we just having a calm discussion about you know, brain, brain shit. Let's say controversy. Conversely, drama also serves as an escape, providing a way to experience intense situations without direct involvement. So I ain't gonna read y'all to death. Let me get this off the screen. And y'all want to add anything to that? Anything y'all saw might have been interesting about that?
No, that sounds about right. I mean, it sounds like it's affirming what we're about to talk about, literally. So
Yeah. Oh, Mark, I got one more I want to show 'em. You want to go ahead and do that one, or all right? Let me get him this last one real quick.
when Chilumboy is ready, we'll get to it. I just putting it in play.
Okay. All right, boom.
Yeah, no, I think that's a common thing. I think that's one of the things the Bible say God hates as well. I think that's one of
Not
the
you don't went to the Bible.
I'm about to say what?
What? I mean, it's in there. What you want me to say? It's not.
I mean, okay.
It just means it's not a new condition. It's not something new. It's a human condition.
Mm-hmm.
It means that they're able to see it and recognize it. Look, what it is what it is. So
what part is in the Bible again? Which part?
I think it's like in Proverbs or one of them.
Which one? But what part did he reuse in the Bible? All of it?
What?
What part is in the Bible?
The part about I'll tell you. Hold on.
I'm on a tangent now.
Yeah, it's
Happy birthday, Keenan. Happy birthday. No. Wait a minute. Happy birthday to you. I want to say happy birthday to you. Close your eyes. Make a wish. Think about it.
You gonna make
Turn
them
out,
log
blow
out?
out the candle. Close your eyes. Make a wish. Think about it. Blow out the candle. Happy birthday to you. I want to say happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Keenan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But look, so I don't know if you want to finish what you were saying real quick, Mark. I can go in on
Yeah, I
that.
need Mark to give me a 3-minute Bible study. Go ahead, Mark.
It talks about. I think it's in Proverbs, and it talks about things that supposedly God hates, and one of it is feet that run to evil, and it talks about conflict. And so, in order for that to be written, and that means there had to be something that was recognized even then, that people tend to be drawn to conflict.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's just the observation that they noticed there. They may not know all the mechanisms involved.
Mm-hmm.
But as but wait. But we gotta remember Maya Matir talked about this, that you take these folklore stories.
Who?
The lady Matir, what's her name?
Oh, Moya, Dr. Moya.
Yeah, Moya. Okay, Moya Matir. I said Maya, my fault.
Wait a minute.
I
Before you get
apologize.
on Moya, because I know she gets into the folklore. But before you get on Moya, I just want to say, you said the Bible says this, but I feel like God is the number one person of conflict in the Bible. So, I mean, then he'd be a hypocrite, right?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna go there. I'm gonna leave it alone. Go ahead with Moya.
Yes
Go
and no.
ahead,
I mean, it breeds us versus them.
I got you. Oh, okay, yeah, definitely.
Right? It breeds that just by it being what it is, but it doesn't mean that common sense isn't in it. So I think sometimes we blend the two together.
Mm-hmm.
But these are people's experience, so it's no different than me reading Marcus Garvey autobiography or something like that and getting something from that, or reading Malcolm X or something like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You read those things, but they breed conflict too. Look at what happened. Look at the people now arguing about.
They breed okay. I don't know about that.
Of course they do.
I ain't finna do that. Nah, but hold up. Let me get this comment. Nah, I ain't finna go down that rabbit hole with you. Let me get this comment.
Anything that is in the philosophical.
Let us get a good chuckle. Before you go, Mark. Mark is that guy. Hit us with the scriptures.
Pastor
Yeah.
Mark.
Deacon.
You know what I'm saying?
Um,
But
Let-
you
let
Go
see
ahead,
these
Mark.
things in
Go ahead.
everything. Like you find
Go ahead.
some hidden jewels and wisdom in anything. I think you should take the time out to, because it's what I say. This is my last thing, right?
Mhm.
Classical literature is just that. It's literature, and you can develop your frontal cortex reading any type of classical literature, like understanding what you're reading and understanding how people may have experienced those things. And I find it a fascinating part. I like the story of which one? The King and the Naked Clothes or something like that. That mythology story. That's a crazy one.
The king and his new clothes.
The Nikki with the head. Going to shut it down, Mark. Shut it down. But yeah, so Cedric say facts, so you must be on to something, chill. He paused real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and get this out the way while he thinking about it, man. So, so this is some of the rest of what ChatGPT gave me. Said, another thing that draws people to online drama, curiosity and gossip. This for the people that's listening that might can't see the video or whatever. People have a natural curiosity about the lives of others, especially when it involves scandal or controversy. This ties into the human love for gossip, where people feel the need to know the inside scoop on a situation. And we all know who loves to give the inside scoop that ain't even the inside scoop. That's the fake story. That ain't the real story. Making up stuff about people. But people are drawn to that type of information, whether it be wrong or not. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, a lie make it around. A lie travels 6 times faster than the truth. So people be geared for that. Number 5, in community and interaction. Drama videos often spark discussions, debates, and even online feuds in the comments and across social media. This sense of community, even if contentious, draws people in as they want to share their opinions and see what others think. You can also use. To me, you can use it in a strategic way as well. I'm not saying online drama isn't useful for something. Like it is. You can draw crowds in with it and then get them what you want to talk about. I think if once we find a healthy balance of that without it going far left, I think we can make it work. Algorithm influence. YouTube's algorithm tends to promote content that generates high engagement, and drama often does just that. As drama videos receive more clicks, likes, and comments, they are pushed to more viewers, creating a feedback loop that draws even more attention. So yeah, man. ChatGPT, man, God is good.
Peace, Miss Dunn, Choco,
Funny.
Taco.
That's funny.
What's up, Dunn? What's up, Sid? What's up, Choco Kitty?
You didn't even do,
Said peace, bro.
Slow down. You didn't even do a chat shout out, Kent. You gotta go back and shout the people out.
Yeah, man. I saw Anthony Bowman in the building too. I said Lakeisha Dunn in the building. Choco Kitty, Rock City, New York. Who else we got in here? Keenan. Yeah, we got a group of people, man. We gotta start fighting, man. Get some more people up in this thing, man. You know what the drama do? Gideon Block, I see you, boy. Had to scroll up a little.
Yeah, we don't fight. That's why.
Fatane Logic in the building. That's Fire Logic. For Juju, they ain't your mortal enemy.
See, you starting shit.
My good friends, by the way. I ain't there with you. The whole effing show was going on with your boy. Yeah, go ahead. Whoever was about to say something.
I'm just waiting to jump in that pool of online disinhibition. Let me know.
So there was a folklore that came out called The Emperor's New Clothes. And in that story,
King's New Clothes.
I don't really talk about my reading habits, right? In reality, but I read a lot of philosophical leanings, right? I think they're very useful in understanding complex thoughts and trying to frame it in such a way. So people write stories and trying to explain one, either their cultural relevance, two, to expose or to express discontentment. Sometimes it's written to help convey messages that they get from observations. So like if you ever read a book series called Earth's Children, written by Jean Auel, she was fascinated with archaeology, especially the steeps in Europe, and she would go to these conferences, and she then composed this fictional story. But when you actually read the book in the fictional story, she's using real archaeological finds, right? And you can use those tools as ways to draw interest into some of these subjects. So The Emperor's New Clothes was written, excuse me, around 1837. And basically what happened was two con men convinced this emperor, who was obsessed with himself, that they were weaving fine clothes for him. And they claimed the clothes were exceptional, right? And so beautiful. No one wants to be seen stupid, so everyone goes along with the con because no one wants to say that looks like trash, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even though in reality they really didn't do anything worthwhile. The emperor parades himself down through town the whole time, convincing people afraid to tell the king that he'd been duped. And so one lone person comes out and speaks the truth, and it kind of breaks a child speaks the truth, and it kind of breaks the spell of the people, and they end up getting the two con men. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes we can play the fiddle because we're in groups, right? And at times the pseudo killers have been accused of this. I think the claims are fraudulent. I think they just mad because they couldn't sustain themselves in high dialogue conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And so they got mad and then went off and made these stories up. But you can fall victim to that. And then online, because of how algorithm works, it kind of feeds you to this idea, right? And you go down these long paths like the emperor in his new fake clothes and the town people who are afraid to tell him, that you can play into a role of fantasy, right? And I think this is going to be a core point to this online disinhibition, one. And two, is going to play a part in how we see each other as we communicate with one another, having the freedom to be able to express different points of views without getting bogged down in these collective illusions. So that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. Cedric said he said it in one of his tracks.
Did you that was that a little shade? Did you throw?
That,
I was a little shade. That was a little tree you planted. And it gave a lot of shade. That's all I'm saying.
I was just telling the truth.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. I concur 100%. Yeah.
I didn't go like,
No.
I've
It was
gotten out of pocket.
Listen, it was a beautiful tree. I think it was like a magnolia tree. You know, it gives you a lot of shade and it smells good.
Silencer.
Yeah. Has beautiful flowers on it. Yeah, love it. Love magnolia trees. I'm gonna plant one in my yard as soon as I can find me one, the magnolia tree on the same side of the house my grandma. Yeah, lots of shade.
But the reality is you cannot hold and engage in intellectual conversations if you don't read, if you don't have the capacity to analyze, and then understanding that some people can slip in their opinion sometimes in scientific works, especially when you're reading books, right? So you have to be able to recognize that. And I hate to bring it up, but even when we look at the shakeup that the pseudo killers just went through last year, you see this clogging going on where people are just saying anything, and there's no evidence to really sustain their claims, or it's because they feel like it should be true. And then people who agree with them get together, and now all of a sudden you got a clan of people who are trying to convince the majority of people that they're correct, when in reality they're just
wrong.
Delusional.
Delusional.
I don't want to say that because that's a technical term.
No, go ahead. Them leaves are growing.
They're like caught up.
Use my words.
The beautiful flowers on that tree are growing. And
it's feedback, and it's I don't know how to really say it. It's almost like we come in and sneak in, and all of a sudden we become a clan, a group where dissension isn't felt right. And so online, you can. I said it before, man. I know I keep saying a lot of these people in real life are failures.
Oh,
and
God,
you can be whatever you want to be online.
Oh boy!
Right? So I remember I used to tell my son this, right? And I was troubled by something that I learned that he had done. He don't know. I have a very huge family, and so because my family is huge and we're somewhat localized in certain areas, we all know each other, right? So my son had did something in school, and one of my cousins called and told me. And so I was talking to my son, and I said, I'm more concerned with how you act when my eyes aren't on you than when my eyes are. Because I already know that if I'm in your presence and I'm looking at you, your behavior is already going to change. That's just the way the human mind works. But I want your character to be able to that if I'm not there and I can't see you, that you would still behave as if you're still in my presence, as if you have those eyes on you. And that's one of the plays that religion uses, is that God sees you all the time. And we're going to get into that in this online inhibition. So we have people whose character is faulty, and their behavior in real life has many consequences. They don't have their family around them. They've had troubled passes. They're and then they come online, and all of a sudden, they're these great scholars who traveled the world, or they've done all these things, and you can be whatever you want to be.
You can be a doctor. You can be
a doctor,
professor,
like Dr. Ali Muhammad. Dr. Ali Muhammad was on the tow truck thing. I forget the name of the TV show where they go and they tow people's cars.
With Bernice on there.
So they towed his truck.
That was in Miami, though.
No, he was in Philly.
Okay, they did an episode in Philly.
Yeah, they did episodes. They do them all over now.
Yeah, but Bernice was in Miami. I forgot the name of the show.
Yeah, he was on there, a young Ali Muhammad.
Can you find that episode?
Talking foolishness.
The Repo Show.
Yeah.
Episode.
Then a few years later, he's a doctor with a misspelled diploma,
Right, seeing.
and
Fiance.
it's just ridiculous. You got what's that? Enki talking about he vegan, getting caught eating McDonald's. That stuff just don't make sense, right? And it's known, and I don't get it, and it's troubling to me that these individuals can with confidence scam other people out their money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's all because we on this stinking online. They can get away with this foolishness.
Or like Umar could tell people for 12 years that he got a school coming.
Oh
And people still
I get so triggered. Because it's like people, man, there's still people trying to take pictures with him, bigging him up. Yes, he says some amazing things, but Amos Wilson also said equally the same amazing things. Just read a freaking book, why don't you? You know, I don't get it. I'm just so upset. Like everybody, we're keeping them relevant. It's like, are we doing this on purpose? Have we not forgotten the million and plus? Still no school, still no students.
I remember talking to
Yes.
I remember it was a dude in Charleston that wanted to bring him, that would not wanted to, did bring him down to Charleston to do a event. And I told the guy, you know, on like the messenger, like, yo, man, you know, dude scamming, yo, like don't fall for the hype. And shoot, man, dude got angry with me, yo. He's like, man, don't even message me that no more. And you hate going on. Now, this is probably about 6-7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, bro, the school ain't coming in. Yeah, so it still ain't came, but it's just interesting to see those same people still there rocking with them.
Right, this is 24.
Yeah.
So I would say mine was about 6 years ago. I actually met him, right? We brung him, some constituents to our nonprofit, brung him to the old Sanford Theater, which is like a Black historical, you know, marker place, whatever. And I ain't buy his book, but the two people I was with bought his book. He gave me this ugliest look because I got in the picture with the two people that bought his book. Like, you know, buy my book. Right then, it was still like it was about to be some smoke with him because I know LSRBG don't deal with him no kind of way. You feel me? Like they kicked him out of Dallas. He can never go back to Dallas, okay? So it was just like it was already starting, you feel me, to be like, he scammed me, he a fraud. But man, I wouldn't even think about him. I was like, boy, you better take this picture. Shoot. You feel me? But I was like, don't be acting like that. So yeah, when I see him again. But
like Mark say, he can get these grandiose ideas and lie, basically lie to people and be anything. And you know, tell them there's only gonna be Black people at the school. And like when you really sit down and think of all of the things he's saying about the school, it didn't make sense from the jump.
Nope.
Like you couldn't do half the stuff he was saying he was gonna do to
yourself.
Yeah. But
it's crazy.
Yeah, man, that shit crazy.
But we gullible. I mean, I hate to say it. And it's not just the Black community, it's people in general are gullible for these grandiose ideas, I guess, since that's the word of the day. So
it's a phenomenon that in certain environments you can survive with that, right? You imagine you're in a group of maybe somewhere between 30 to 45 hunter-gatherers in a unit, right? And you have a dynamic person who can rally the troops.
He's definitely dynamic.
That becomes
definitely
your ability to. All right, let me say. What happens is your brain. Just what happens. Your actual frontal cortex, your prefrontal cortex, that executive function, actually kind of shuts off. I don't want to say shuts off because it never shuts off, but it kind of diminishes its activity in the presence of conformity. Right. So I guess I'll pull up the study. I'm gonna pull up the study so y'all can see what I'm talking about. And in that, I see people shutting off their rationale and logic and falling victim to this hoopla. It's how people get drawn into cults. It's how people get drawn into wild polygamous type environments, and it's how you get Trumpism, right? Not that the policies, not about the policies, about the behavior of the people who get caught in that. It becomes almost like a cult-like following.
Yeah. Yep. Sure. I think Unc gonna be going live pretty soon, so we're gonna try to get the thing in there real quick. Mark the inhibitions part.
Okay, let me get into this inhibition.
All right, go ahead. Hold on, let me.
So there's six factors that play a role into online disinhibition, right? So you got to put the dis in front of it, because there's already a mechanism in the brain that inhibits you from acting out of conformity with the norms of society around you. A prime example is, in certain conditions, speaking in tongues and wild languages and dancing can be appropriate, but in other places, such as the boardroom, that is inappropriate behavior and they'll think you crazy. But in the pews of a Pentecostal church, it becomes norm. This is the social conformities of the environment you're in. And what prevents it from happening like that is inhibition. It's a mechanism within your neurological networks, mainly the prefrontal cortex, that inhibits you from behaving like that in inappropriate places. It's what alcohol affects when you get drunk and you're able to. There's some people say you get drunk, you get confidence. A drunk man's mind speaks the truth. In reality, what it is that the inhibition is diminished due to the alcohol. Also, this is the first area that tends to be affected with age. And so, you know how you say them old folks just say whatever's on their mind?
Mm-hmm.
That's where that comes from. It's the inhibition mechanism that prevents you from saying things inappropriately at the wrong time in a normal social gathering.
Right.
So online, the mechanism they're recognizing in some people that mechanism is being diminished, and they found about 6 factors that play a role in that.
Mm-hmm.
I hope everybody is following along.
Hey, is it a double impact if you're drunk and online?
Absolutely, that it gets even worse.
Hell yeah! That's why no drunks are allowed on this panel over here. I don't care what you do at home, but don't do it over here.
It's one thing if you're just online, but if you're drunk and online, it's a double whammy. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, so the first is a dissociative anonymity, and that's being anonymous. It allows people to separate their actions from the real world identity, making them feel less vulnerable and more likely to act. And so that's where that comes from. What's strange about it, this phenomenon, is that while it works in this mechanism, works that way, in introverts, that same principle can help them become more expressive in online spaces. The problem is a negative outcome, so that's when it becomes part of this dissociation. I mean, this disinhibition. The other one is invisibility. You think it's the same, but it's not. invisibility is a lack of visual cues. So I was talking about when I said to my son about his eyes, about my eyes, act like my eyes are there.
Mhm.
Very fascinating. You can look at a series of studies that deal with that, but one came out in 1989 about washing hands.
Yeah, I
And
saw.
so when you get out the bathroom,
Mhm.
you seen that, Kent?
Yeah, where they put the eyes on the wall, and people were more prone to wash their hands if the eyes was on there. Like even just a picture of some eyes on there, something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah, or if a camera would be there. But yeah, if you got a picture of some eyes looking at you, like you're more prone to wash your hands.
And you're less likely to litter,
Right.
right? And so that's the invisibility part, right? Is that you don't see these social cues that are normally present that helps
Block you
keep
from
that conformity to it. So
right.
again, eyes is one of them, right? Having another person's eyes on you.
Mhm.
And that can become uncomfortable too, because you understand every moment of your life is under that guise. This is where I kind of feel a little sympathy for like stars and people who are notable,
Mhm.
right? That all these eyes are constantly on them. Every little thing they do gets magnified because so many people are there.
Mhm.
The next one is number 3, synchronicity. Um, that's because you're online and you're able to post things and then later get a response. The timing of it is different, so you feel you may not feel that effect as much as you would if it's a on-to-on conversation,
Mhm.
and then you have the ability to make minor changes as time progresses. So you don't have immediate reaction and consequences to what you say or do online. And so that can lead to people having this characteristic and behavior.
Yeah.
Introjection, solipsistic introjection. This is about the text-based thing. People can create mental representations of others, leading to a sense of merging with other people's psyche or reduce inhibition. Um, so basically, what happens is, in this case, you create a narrative and then argue against that narrative online. And as people join into it, you kind of merge into a pack that then goes on and continues that type of behavior.
Mhm.
Um, so that's number 4. Dissociative imagination. Here's the next one. Now, this one is wild. People view their online activities as separate from the real world, creating a sense of online action that does not have real life consequences. So this is what I was talking about. People separating, creating these personalities in online that doesn't reflect their real life. And because they're able to create this separation, then some of the things that they behave with online would not be how they behaved in real life because of the consequences that come behind it.
Right.
So I came up in a personal. Let me tell y'all something. I came up in a underserved community, right? I think I spoke about this in the Discord when I was having an engagement with somebody. I had to block them.
Mhm.
Grew up in a neighborhood in which you talk to people a certain way, right? Because you understood that you'll get hit in the head with a bottle, you'll get hurt physically, and it can escalate real fast.
Right.
That's the neighborhood I grew up in. Now, my behavior has changed in some mannerisms, but there's still things that I struggle with. So when someone says something to me that is disrespectful, that becomes a weight on my body budget, right? And I feel something bubbling up in my gut. that is not a good feeling, because I've had those feelings before, and it can lead to something that is problematic for other people.
Mm-hmm.
So in the case of this is the way I am all the time, right? This is the way I am online, is the way I'm at work, the way I'm at with my family. I'm very consistent in that, because this is just how I am. Now, with my family, we do a little bit more jokes.
Right.
But I take it too serious. So I get nervous when I let people get away with saying a bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because I got to cut the jokes off, because there's no inhibition in them. They're not going to stop when they push it to the limit, because they think they're safe.
Right.
And
Right.
there's no real life. And you start to see the consequences with the whole Karen movement, right? Think about what the Karen movement is. They acting wild, saying ignorant stuff online at first.
Mm-hmm.
And then it gets out, and then people start calling their job, talking about, do you know this person did this?
Yeah.
So now you start to get a merging of that. Then it goes and extends further, where they start catching people on the phone in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But the Karen movement really started online first, where people was thinking they was posting anonymously, and people was hunting down their real life, and then going in there and then you got the docs, and that's another thing. You know what I'm saying? So, so anyway, people believe, or at least felt like, there weren't no consequences to their behavior in real life, and so they could say and do whatever they want.
Yeah. I remember this one guy that I know y'all probably familiar with the guy. Talks crazy about people all the time, talks about their family members, talks, just the lowest of the low and shit. And I seen him, you see him from time to time just talking crazy. And then I saw another video where the same guy was about to get his head popped from somebody in his neighborhood right around the corner from him. And he was calling the police or making a video to the police saying he was in fear of his life. And I'm like, well, why didn't you tell that guy what you tell everybody else when you online, about how they this and that and the third and what's going on in their households? Why you ain't tell that guy that? And that put it all together for me. It's like, oh, he's a character. He's playing a character online, and he has all the heart, but when he's in his own neighborhood, he doesn't keep that same energy. At that point, man, I stopped taking this particular guy serious. So some of y'all already know who I'm talking about, but yeah, it's just you learn when you run into those types, man. You just don't even give them that. You don't let them mess with your energy.
Yeah, it's you ain't told no lie in that, man. So I've done it online a few times where I'd be like, I'm just gonna get off the line. I'm not even gonna engage with you, because I see now you don't know what to say out your mouth. Now, for some people, they know my history. There was a period of time when I spent a little time behind bars.
Mm-hmm.
While I was there, I seen a lot of young people come in there and either don't leave and or leave through MedVac, because they don't know what to say out their mouths, and they got into a habit of being able just to say anything they want. And then they came across individuals who really didn't care and already had multiple life sentences. And so they chose violence as a result, because on a card game, you told somebody to stop cheerleading.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
Or you invited someone to your private parts.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I remember watching a versus battle with Bone Thugs and Harmony and 3 6 Mafia. And one of the people from 3 6 Mafia said, and I ain't gonna say the rest. And the dude from Bones Thugs and Harmony almost messed up the whole show
Yeah, I
and he
remember.
got mad and he wanted to fight
Yeah,
because people take those type things serious.
yeah. He was drunk when he said it, so yeah.
Yeah, he was again. There you go, inhibition, right? And it
Yeah.
almost caused the whole versus thing to go wild, and everybody had their people with them, and it can get like that over something because of, and online is getting worse because people with technology is able to find you easier. And in Philly, matter of fact, across the country, we just see message after message in the news, online, scrolling through, that somebody got hurt over an online argument,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because now it's starting to intertwine with real life. And you got to take that stuff serious, you know?
Oh yeah, people pulling up.
Yeah. And then the other one is minimization of status and authority. The lack of visual status cues online can diminish the impact of authority figures, leading to more uninhibited behavior. And what that means is there are no stoplights, there are no stop signs, there's no indications for you to know you're coming in a path of something else. Take caution, right? So the traffic is blended and music together as almost like a mosaic. And without these mechanisms, this is what happens. People get out of pocket. So in this case, we have individual with wrenches on his channel, or you go to the community of skeptics that are there to help bring about some type of authority and moderation of what goes on in the chat and what people say. And even with that, you still got messages you got to block out and things like that, because again, you're online. You can be whatever you want to do. You can say whatever you want to say. The dangers of this is it's dangerous for adults, but it's much worse for young people because they don't even have a fully developed prefrontal cortex until they're 25. So the mechanism that is supposed to be used to inhibit it, crazy behavior, is not fully matured as a young person. And so how much worse is it for them to be running off at the lips?
And look, and I'm gonna be real with y'all. I joke on people like that in real life, just being real with you. But I did the brother yesterday. Yeah, I say that to people's face, and yeah, if that's where the energy is at, like if somebody is acting like that in my vicinity, so you only got to be drunk to do some of these things, but. Yeah, online can get a little vicious, but sometimes it ain't jokes. What's going on, man? I see you in the building, man. We on here talking about a little drama, man. We about to fight, bro.
About what?
Nothing, just to get some views real quick. What's going on with you?
Nigga, I ain't fighting, nigga. Wait till y'all finish it. I'm gonna go live, beat some wild ass niggas up. You know how I do.
Already.
Keep it going. Yep.
Yes,
So this a good conversation though, right? Ain't no boundaries online. You know, that's why you hear Wuja say, yo, we was in person, yo, you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't say that to my face.
Right.
Yeah.
What's up, Juju? And Chill, how y'all doing though?
Hi.
Right, ignorant. Yeah.
I'm good. How you doing?
Man, I just appreciate y'all, man. That's a great fucking show, man. Right now. Y'all just competing against the Egyptian conversation. That shit is impossible to get out of that one. But the repercussions based off of that, it's important for us to cover that. You know, just to, you know, what you're talking about is real. You see the online behavior is wild, yo, and the points y'all make is great. And I've been going through it for years, man. I had niggas threaten my life, all kind of shit. And you be like, man, yo, you know what I'm saying? So, and then it's hard to tell when a person is serious and when they're not.
Fact.
You know what I mean? Because I know I be serious.
Fact.
Yeah, and that's probably a whole lot of the psychological shit.
Yeah.
Language, right? All right, and then I got like some kind of like trauma from the street. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Mm-hmm.
like when you go to war, you get like a what's it called? Post something syndrome with war, people coming from Vietnam.
Yeah, it's your experiences.
Post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah, I know I got that. I got that. Because I done probably seen some things that you shouldn't see, right? Not unless you on the battlefield. You know what I'm saying? So, and then being shot up a couple times, that's kind of, that work against me at times, right? There's sometimes I feel like what's his name? Chief Day Strongbow. What was the Indian? Like, the white man bullets can't kill me. So it'll be a lot of crazy ideas going through my head at times, right? That's why, yeah, seriously, that's why shows like this is important, because you can kind of get it out. But I be dead serious with dudes. So I don't, because for me, I got into the internet, I felt like it was a tool so that we could actually educate our people, because being around those damn cults and being in them streets, I seen a general ignorance of who we really are, right? Overall, I seen it was no way of measuring. I seen that the black algae was like the candy at the end of the stick, right? That we all yearn for, and the charlatans just start making shit up. Right? We got real live charlatans around us right now that sound real good, right? And they charlatans though, because nothing they say can be accurately sourced. They don't understand conversations, and when you assume that people really understand what you're talking about, you feel like you can have a healthy conversation. But you find out 3 years later that none of them niggas actually knew what the hell they was talking about. Just based off the things that people are revealing right now, you can see the rage, right? Because I'm serious about this. I'm not on here for playing and grins and giggles. So I really can't be around dudes, sisters, or dudes that don't take this shit for real. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking to myself, if I make a statement, right, that is that what you're going to tell your children? You're going to tell your children that the Egyptians is Mediterranean. And watch this. But I make this statement because I know you've named your kids Egyptian names, and I know you got a damn Egyptian name. And I'm saying, how's that funny? You know what I'm saying? Like, how is that remotely funny? You know what I'm saying? My daughter, my sons, they all got African names. Wouldn't I tell them correctly where West Africa was? Or wouldn't I tell them correctly where Nubia was? Wouldn't I do that? Wait, why is that the ha he shit? So then I realized people are just ha he. They're under the influence of drugs at times, right? And I just don't need to be around them, yo. So the internet behavior is fueled by complete foolery because there is no boundaries. And so it's limitless. It's limitless on what you can say. It's limitless on your behavior and how you can carry it. People be asking me, yo, why you act like that? Because I'm saying I ain't never seen dudes act like that with me. Like, it's new to me to really go through that. I get some phone calls. They're like, man, yo, I don't know how you do it, yo. I don't actually know how you do that, yo. Like, we ain't even use that type of thing, yo. So, the internet can be a positive thing and a negative thing, yo. And I just suggest everybody just really, pay close attention to the show, listen to the rewind. But the education is grand, yo. Like, we need this, yo. So, I'm trying to figure out. I think at this point, my niche is getting away from all them dudes. That's why I separated myself. Because I started to realize that my conversation ain't fit for other dudes like that. It's just not like everybody got their little thing about how they feel about African history, yo. And it seemed like I'm the only one that want to stick with the fucking rule book. And so people can take a piece from this conversation, a piece of that, my argument, and blend it together and got something. And then everybody wonder why I'm fighting on them. I don't sit there and fight with y'all like that. There's a reason why I ain't fight with y'all. Because y'all uphold the standard of clarity. This shit ain't a ha he joke shit. She'll tell you right off the top. Dude, don't play with me. Like, he don't even play. So I think I was a little bit too laughy with dudes. So now I'm not laughy with dudes no more. I'm going back to the old Baltimore way when I'm just looking in your face. When everything ain't funny, yo. Because I see people take advantage of that. So I got to change my whole persona. I can't even laugh and joke with dudes no more. I can't. Because it's not worth it to me. how you said my body budget, yo, is very, very stressed out. Yeah, I'm just appalled that I was actually having conversations with people that don't understand certain terms. I'm appalled. Like I really was taking time for that. And then it can't, the bad thing about you have niggas that tell you that, and them niggas, they don't need. And then you end up fighting with them. They I told you so. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, that's real, yeah.
Yeah, but the niggas is saying it also not using the rules. You feel me, yo?
Already.
So, yeah, man, this internet thing is crazy. There's no demarcation line, bro.
And,
I'm glad we bring that though, yo. So,
man, I had to adjust to the internet thing before I actually started getting on here with y'all. Because when it was problems, I was really like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, we really got problems. But then I take it too far. Then like, hey, Kent, man, man, why you say that? Like, no, I thought we was at war. It was like, nah, it ain't that deep. So like you said, you gotta, yeah, it's close, but you know what I mean. You just gotta, I don't know.
I think I said it try to calm you down though, yo, because I know it's that deep. I just ain't want to sound alarmed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it really be, yo. Like some dudes, yo, when you see him, you just gotta smack the shit out of him.
Right.
Win, lose, or draw. You know what I'm saying? Something you just got to smack the shit out of them when you see it. Yeah, I mean, it's just like that, yo. Some people lie on your name. You know what I'm saying? They lie on your name. Yeah. So you got. That's all I got, yo. I ain't owed them niggas no money in the street, yo. Yep. I still got the platinum card. I can get what I want to get. Owe nobody no bread, yo. You know what I'm saying, yo? I'm built straight. Yeah, I ain't lying. If I don't got it, I don't got it. I ain't lying about it. I ain't doing that. I don't gotta lie about, my stance on things we've been talking about, yo. But they all do it, yo. And that's what frustrates me, yo.
Yeah.
It do, yo. Like, that's why I had you in on the conversation. I said, come on, yo. You could not convince this nigga that ain't what I was saying.
Man.
So if I'm here with Chill, I'm here with Juju, I'm here with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we all have a stance on what the brain is, right? And, we get some parts right, we get some parts wrong. I can agree with you on the parts you got right without taking your whole stance. Ain't that how it go though, Ken?
Yep.
If we doing it right?
Yep.
I could do that. Is that okay to do that? If Reggie makes a stance, right?
Do that.
That the Africans came out of the Green Sahara. And if I agree with the man, can I agree with him without going to the point where all of a sudden, because they come out of the Green Sahara, they all of a sudden Black African Americans, yo, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So how could you pigeonhole me to that? Just because Corey said that they Mediterranean and they still be saying that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yet he say something that's right. And I say, okay, that part right there is right. You can't cut me in with them right there.
Right.
I know everybody's argument, yo. My argument has never been that they was Black, because that goes against the evolutionary process. That would say to the people that's been listening for years that this guy really don't understand what he's talking about. He doesn't understand evolution. He doesn't understand racialized terminology. Why is he even trying to talk about evolution, yo? So I always thought there should be a place, a breakage, where you wouldn't be telling me that I'm trying to say that particular people are a certain race when I follow the higher standards. I follow the standards of UNESCO. I'm the only person I know of in this community that talked about the statements of the statements made on race. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So there is no, like y'all talked about earlier, there is no, there is no way of blocking it on the internet, because it's like you don't feel like so if you're in somebody's presence, right?
Mm-hmm.
A person can try to play you. Like some people can play real lame. That's their way of getting over. Some people can play tough. That's the way. But you can feel it though. Yeah. When I say feel, I mean you can tell like some people you just not gonna play with, right?
Yeah. Like you can look in their eyes, like you can see their body language, and you can tell. Go ahead.
Like I was in when I was in that debate, when I was in that debate, and Polite was debating the guy from Israel, right? Nigga, you could tell that them white dudes, them Jewish dudes be walking there with, yo, that they have been fighting the damn Palestinians for eons. You hear me? I mean, these guys were serious. I had to look at the guy. You know what I told him? I said, yo, chill out.
They were tense.
What? Yo, you ain't seen it, yo.
Mm.
Yo, they had the little thing in their ear, yo. I was like, yo, this ain't it, yo. I said, yo, he gonna end up hurting somebody in here, these black people up in here tonight. Yeah, I was like, yo, that's not. I said, that's not it, yo. And when he looked at me like, I was like, that ain't it, yo. I had to tell it the guy. I said, yo, calm your man down. No, we just making sure. I say, nah, I got y'all, man. Chill out. Ain't nothing going down like that. But you can't be up in here like that, though, yo.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is you can tell, a person's persona. You know what I'm saying? You can tell that in the internet, you know what I'm saying? You can be anything you want to be. And I don't know if y'all talk about that part.
Yeah.
And on the internet, you can literally be whatever the hell you say you are, which is wild.
Yeah, I think Marcus mentioned that earlier. You could be a professor, a doctor, daggone science, a scientist. You could be anything on this thing, man.
Yeah, I was on a Killer Priest, and the guy kept saying he was a scientist. I was like, what, yo? I said, nigga, I ain't no damn scientist. And then people always try to make me a scientist, or try to make me the barber, or try, you know how many times I'm saying, yo, if I don't stop calling me, yo.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that too, you gotta watch that, yo. I mean, it's just, the internet, you really got to proceed with caution. That's why I always try to put myself around. I would like to say the available intelligent people, because people times you think they're intelligent, they switch up on you. I've seen switch up on me. You know what I'm saying? Like you be like, how we messing these rules up, yo? How we advocating for science, yo, but yet we talked about it earlier, how people saying that they had that conversation. So you can lie on the internet real good too. You know that, right?
Yeah. It's like things we stuck by. When you see somebody go against it, like, hold on, but I thought we was with the sources and what the evidence say. You know what I mean? And when people don't change their mind based on the evidence, then it start looking murky. I've seen that happen before. It's like they don't want to change their mind when the evidence is shown and the sources say what they say.
Is that the thing y'all talk about all the time on the Brain Show? The what you call it, Slim Bay? The biases is so what we're looking. Are we looking at deep biases, Slim Bay? Is that what I'm really seeing around me like that?
Yeah. In this thing we're talking about a mechanism that was used for survival. that's well understood, and that's called social conformity. But with online, it becomes seriously problematic because you only get fed an illusion of conformity in some degree. And so then you create this pocket that seems to be numerous of people, but it's an algorithm that is bringing you things that you already like so that you can watch it and view it. And so it becomes problematic. The other thing that you might find going on is the mechanisms for social conformity are really based on personal interactions. And I'm not talking about online, I'm talking about face-to-face. So we talked about already the visual cues that are given in social interactions that help conform human behavior. But online, you don't get those visual cues. And so then you have this disinhibition that takes place in which the social cues that are normally used for social conformity gets misplaced, and people just get wild with it based on that. So you can be whatever you want to be, say whatever you want to say, because there's no real life consequences. At least there wasn't at first, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
True indeed. But man, we ain't gonna stay in too long. We know you about to load up them weapons on. You about to load up the ammo.
Oh yeah, I got that.
Slaughter.
It's gonna be a half an hour.
No more than 45-minute drive by. I'm gonna keep them drive by short and sweet. It's gonna be fire, yo.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can't. You know, Kent. You know, like such and such just really surprised me. I ain't even gonna say his name though. You know, that conversation we had today and yesterday when I'm surprised.
Oh, yeah.
Anonymous Premium, what's up? Like, that's wild, ain't it? Like,
Yeah.
he actually couldn't. And so I learned something though, yo. Remember, I keep saying it, yo. H. Limbe, you gotta figure out what this phenomenon is, yo.
What's that?
You gotta help me out, bro. There's something that goes on the internet. It's specific to the internet, whereas though, well, I'm gonna give you an example, and I'm gonna use the Egyptian thing because we're all familiar with that. I'm saying that the Egyptians are Africans, right? And so that's all you hear. Okay, he's saying they're Africans, right? But yet my conversation around the Egyptians all end up outside of Africa, meaning they come from Elam, they come from the Caucasus, all that, right? But when you tell a person he ain't saying no, they say, yeah, he's saying they African. And I'm screaming to the top of my lungs saying, no, but he's not explaining them as if they're Africans. He's using the word, but he's not explaining. So people like Chief X, they really don't realize that this man is explaining people from the Middle East, from the Mediterranean, from Iran, across the damn Persian Gulf, yo. What is that phenomenon? Wishmacomm did the same thing. The scholars agree. They all did it. They said the scholars agree with us. They just said it. When you looked at the video, scholars never agreed with them. Like, but you hear them say that. Does that have something to do with trust on the internet? Like, I'm trusting that this man is not sitting here lying to me. I trust him. What is that, yo? That has to be something that's real, yo.
I don't really know what that is. I have to.
Can we? It's got to be something new.
No, I don't think it's new.
Homo nignoramus.
No, it's not. It wouldn't be new.
It has to be that Homo nignoramus.
I do tell you. I will give you one thing.
Okay.
It has to do with people who are very good at expressing ideas and thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
They call them demonstrative or demonstrative communicators.
Mm-hmm.
There's a phenomenon that takes place when you're in their presence. They found that there's some deregulation of the prefrontal cortex.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically what they're saying is when you're in front of a dynamic speaker,
Mm-hmm.
right? Someone who can express themselves very well, your logic and reasoning kind of gets diminished while you're there. And
okay,
that happens. They did a few studies on it. It's crazy.
Wow.
When you come through that. Then there's another study. This one right here.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I'm actually going to show it to you. This is a wild study. I was just going over it again. So I might share my screen right quick.
All right.
I'll put this in the Discord for everybody if they're interested in reading it. And so this study is very unique. What they did is they took a group of individuals, quite a few too, and they tested them on the quality of the food, good food, bad food, good food, bad food.
Mm-hmm.
And they rated them. And then what they did is they gave them a chance to look at the last 200 people ratings, get an average of them. And I said, okay, boom. So people see the average of what everybody else thought of the food.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then they went and asked them the same questions again. And people started shifting their numbers closer to the average of what they expected other people to what they expected other people representation of that food was, right?
Mm-hmm.
The fascinating part about it is they made the numbers up. So there wasn't a whole 200 people who gave the average, but almost everyone adjusted their numbers closer to the what they suspected was the people around them expectations.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is a phenomenon that people do also. And you can see it online. And that is why the algorithms are somewhat feeding into this loop. It is this idea that these 400 people feel this way, so it's got to be right.
Mm.
And then you adjust what you know to be how you feel about it closer to the stance of everyone else. And so people do that. That's that social conformity aspect of it. And basically it creates what they consider now collective illusions, in which groups are feeding each other under expectations in which everyone may not actually believe in that expectation, but because they believe everyone else does, then that's how they act. And a perfect example is in politics. If you ever pay attention to them talk about politics, this is what they're talking about. They'll say something like, who would you vote for? And you'll say, oh, I like such and such, such and such. And then I'll ask this question. They say, who do you think is more electable? Right? And so people be like, oh, snap, okay, they may change from who they like to someone more electable, someone they think. And what is electability? Electability is your expression of what you think everybody else expects. And that right there is a collective illusion, because you don't really know what other people feel or have as their expressed emotions or what they really feel towards the subject. You just make that assumption. And then based on that assumption, you then shift your beliefs or practices to match what you believe majority of everybody else is expecting.
Wow.
So we'll do a show on collective illusions. It's a fascinating thing. I got about 12 studies on it right now.
Yeah, there's something going on, bro. It's definitely something.
Yeah, delusions of grandeur is another one, Big said. But that's more of those people with that demonstrative and who has a following of that demonstrative thing, right? In which the more people follow and believe you, the better you think you are, even though you're making it up, or you don't really have the expertise that you think you have. Sometimes it comes out with, I'm such and such, such and such. Y'all should be treating me like this. Well, if you don't have the respect, you don't have the respect. It just is what it is. But yeah, delusions of grandeur is another thing. People think more highly of it. Dunning-Kruger is always in effect. Dunning-Kruger is always.
You think you know more than you know. Yeah.
And then based on that, you present that to other people, and other people believe you know more than you know. And now you got another loop of foolishness going on.
So that's why I kind of understand that, and that's why I always most people don't know this, because I was in a situation. Most people don't be in a situation where you have influence over something, and in the middle of having that influence, you realize you was wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I had to like just continue to grow and push and mold and form. So yeah, that Dunning-Kruger shit is real. And I learned the way I can actually kind of slow that down, right? Is to take the pressure off myself and just present a scientist, right? Present an article, right? And I took a class on how to read a scientific article. I think I even did a show on how to read a scientific article. And so I just stay there. That way it ain't me thinking I know nothing. Because you can't say that I'm making a claim, right? What you can say is I presented a source that's making that claim. And don't let me sometimes you can overemphasize parts that all you shouldn't, right? That's always up for great discussion. But at least I try to put, because I know these situations will be here. So now we at the end of the road with the Egyptian conversation, right? And not many people, matter of fact, none of them can say, well, look, this is the source I've been standing by from the beginning. So then, since I've been standing by this source from the beginning, why are you continuing to say I've said something other than that source? To the point where, I know you got to repeat it over and over again. Everybody know what my source is. Right? Everybody clearly understand what my source is. You can go back to it.
Sometimes we get caught up in a loop, though, where
True.
points are no longer valid just because I enjoy the engagement. I remember I used to study. I was looking into abuse, right, and how sometimes individuals who've been abused for a long time do things to try to. Let me say it this way. Sometimes ignoring people is the worst thing you can do. And so people draw on attention that they need that conversation attention. And sometimes they act out so that you can show them attention. And it no longer becomes a healthy engagement. And so sometimes, people may be arguing just because they like to argue and fuss and they like the intellectual engagement, if you want to call it that. And so then they want to keep that edging going. And so because of that, they just keep going around in these groups. And then views go up when it's happening. People now paying you more attention to your opinions and things like that. So.
Indeed, man. Oh, go ahead, Mark. You about to say something?
You got like you see similar things. Like I like to use Trump. I'm not into the whole politic thing, but I just think it's a fascinating phenomenon when he can blatantly just tell a lie. And people be clapping for him, and I'm like, y'all know that's not true, right? And it becomes this social movement, almost like a wave of just wildness and craziness. And you see microcosms of that online where this guy is saying one thing and he gets a few hundred followers, and then another guy comes along and says something similar so he can get the followers, never actually looking at the truth. A prime example is this show called Pop the Balloon, right? Came out last year, did good. Now you got like 30 versions of it. And everybody's trying to grasp hold of that one group of people who love that show or whatever. With the Black Egypt conversation, there's some nuances because it's tied to personal identity. Right? It's tied to personal identity in Blackness. And so it becomes much more complex. You have much more emotions evolved into it. It's very hard for a preacher to stand in front of a church and say he don't believe in God no more. And so no matter what the evidence may show, it is going to be difficult for an average human to say I was wrong and this is the right position based on the current information. Even with that dude, he said he was wrong, but then he took the video down. So what did it matter saying he was wrong?
Already.
Right? And so
man,
it becomes complicated. Human beings are complicated. The brain and the mind is complicated. And people's behavior are based in archaic situations. But we now have technology that makes it so much more difficult. It comes into why dating is hard, why it's hard with certain types of relationships. Friendships fall out over it because we get emotionally tied to these false concepts and narratives. And the key about it is I myself can fall victim to it. I cussed that one dude out in Florida and I called my cousin And you called me God killers like he ain't that serious because I already didn't call my cousin who lived down Florida. It went to a whole nother place.
Hey, Mark, that's the wrap it up music, man.
Yeah, I'm for real. No, I'm for real though. Like it went to a whole nother place just that fast. Like I lost it just like that. So no one's really immune to it,
No,
right?
no,
So I
no, we're
fall
not.
victim to it easily as anybody else because it's a human condition. It ain't a black thing. It ain't a white thing. Go to some of these pseudo other ethnic groups channels. They just as wild, if not more so in some cases. But nevertheless, it's a human condition that we just have to learn from. So, like I said, a lot of countries are now putting restrictions on a lot of this internet stuff because they can see it's leading to major consequences down the road.
Yeah, you got to, bro. Like them youngsters is killing each other on the internet.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Right.
Yeah,
And then you had that time when people was doxing you online playing and you cuss them out. They call the police and say you got somebody kidnapped at the house.
Oh,
They open the door. It's wild. I was on Clubhouse. I had to get off that joint. They're a little wild for me. Yeah, I said, nah, this ain't for me. I can't handle this.
You
good for some people. I got to go.
Yeah, you go inch quicker. You
about to put out the scraps. Hey man, we're gonna try to wrap this thing up. That was the wrap it up music I've been playing for about the last 10 minutes, Mark. I was trying to give you a little hint.
Oh, I can't hear nothing.
Oh, we good. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but man, it's, you about to go live. I already know.
Yeah,
man, everybody, we gonna migrate on over there. You know what I'm saying? Let him do his work, man. He got a hit. He about to get down, go on a mission, about to slide on something. So you know what I mean? We right there, man. Appreciate you coming through, the God Killer.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate y'all having me, man. Appreciate you, Limbe, man.
Yes, indeed. Appreciate y'all.
Go low. You know what it is.
Yes, indeed. Already.